Okay, so this is the process we use for dyeing spruce roots. So we get a mason jar, it's about 2 cups of water. So we're gonna pour it into the pot. And then the next step, after 2 cups of water, we're gonna add 2 caps full of dye. You shake this up. Some of these bottles you gotta shake up because it sits at the bottom. So another capful. So now we'll just let that get hot. We will let it come to a boiling point. It has to come to a boiling point. As soon as it gets on to a boiling point, then we'll shut it off and then we'll put our roots in there. So these roots are coiled. So we want to make sure we untie them, because if you don't untie them and they bundle like that, the dye, you'll have wind up having spots on there because the dye wasn't able, it was too tight and dye won't go into them. So you gotta always make sure it's uncoiled. Then you can stick it in there. Same with this one, we'll take it off. Make sure it's all done good. Stick it in to hot dye. And then we gotta make sure they always submerge down into the dye. You don't want them sticking up, because if they sticking up like this part right here, that's not gonna dye. So it's gonna be uneven. So it's very important that they're covered. They just wait. I just get rocks from outside, and to make sure they stay down good, it's nice to just stick them over the top of that. And if you need more, you could always get more. And then every now and then just come back up, because sometimes they might pop up on you, and you don't want that. So now this process, I'm going to leave it in there for 20 minutes. So the heat is turned off, and they all submerged in the dye. And now we'll just let it sit for 20 minutes. Okay, so now we're just going to take the roots out from the hot dye water, and we're just going to, any kind of strainer will work. You know, once you're doing it yourself, you'll probably have your own setup how you want to do it. So we'll put that there, put this dye here. So the next step is we use this dye stay, so to make the roots from not bleeding. So instead of just putting it here, I put it in a small spray bottle. So then I already have it ready in here. You can put as much as you want in there. If you're going to be at home, you're probably going to have your own special tools. So this nice little spray bottle is good. So then now what we're going to do is just going to spray these roots really good in this stay color dye. It keeps that from bleeding, so you don't want your roots to bleed. So we spray it really, really good. So we got that all over sprayed really good. So now with this spray, we're going to leave this here just sitting here for 20 minutes. So that's the next process. So I'll do this sit there for 20 minutes. Okay, so for rinsing the root one more time, I like to do it just to make sure it really sets in good. So I have a bowl here, and I boiled the rainwater. You never use tap water, you use rainwater. So I'm going to pour this hot water into here. And then you use vinegar. You could add a couple tablespoons of it. I just guess. So, I mean, I guess I could do it this way so maybe other people know a little better. So I can add like 3 capfuls. And a little more, a little less. You're gonna, if you're not perfect, that's fine. So 3 capsules. Put that there. Now I'm just going to rinse these off. Just put them in there. And just kind of rinse them really good. Let them. So now I'm just going to take them out. And now I'm just going to let them drain in the basket for a while. After it drains, you could just let it drain for, I don't know, 10-15 minutes. Could be longer. It doesn't really matter at this stage. It's all done now. So only next step is after these are they're all ready for weaving. If you wanted to start weaving with them, I'd just grab a paper towel. If you wanted to weave with them right away, you can, but I would just run them through a paper towel. And if you're not going to weave with them right away, let it drain there and just coil them up. This is a really nice long one. And then I'll just put them on a tray. You have a tray, and then just let them dry. So now we'll just let that dry. You can let it dry till 24 hours or till just make sure it's dried really good. And then when you're ready to weave with them again, just get your rainwater and dip them in rainwater, and they'll soften up on you. So you're all ready. And that's the process of the dyeing of the roots.